The Chosen Season 6 trailer has dropped, and it shows one of the most powerful moments in history: Jesus carrying the cross on the road to his crucifixion. The air is heavy, the disciples are torn apart by fear, and the shadow of betrayal hangs over every frame. This is not just another season. This is the moment fans of the show have been waiting for. And the trailer makes it clear everything Season 5 of The Chosen ended with a storm of emotions and unanswered questions. The tension between Jesus and the religious leaders had reached its highest point. Crowds followed him everywhere, but not everyone in those crowds believed. Some came for healing, some came to see miracles, and others came to find a reason to accuse him. We saw the Pharisees becoming more restless, whispering in corners, plotting in the dark. Rome was also watching carefully, waiting for any excuse to bring down order with force. But the greatest weight of Season 5 was not just from the outside enemies. It was from the hearts of the disciples themselves. Peter wrestled with his pride and fear, torn between boldness and doubt. Thomas still struggled to believe what his eyes had seen. Mary carried the quiet grief of a mother who knew her sons. Time was running out. And Judas's story was the most chilling. By the end of the season, he had begun to slip away, whispering promises to those who would soon demand Jesus' life. The final episodes painted a picture of gathering storm clouds. Every step Jesus took seemed to move him closer to his final trial. The miracles, the teachings, the parables, they all carried an edge of urgency. We could feel that something greater was coming, something heavier than all the wonders before. And in the last moments of Season 5, fans were left with a silence that spoke louder than words. The road to the cross was ready. The trailer for Season 6 picks up right where this silence left off. It does not waste time with lighthearted scenes. Instead, it pushes us directly into the most intense and heartbreaking chapter of Jesus' story. From the first shot, we see the weight of destiny pressing down. And we know this is no longer a story of growing faith. It is now a story of sacrifice. It is about to change forever. The trailer for The Chosen Season 6 Episode 1 doesn't open with calm music or gentle words. Instead, it throws us right into the storm. The very first images are heavy and raw. Roman soldiers pushing through the crowds, their armor shining under the sun, their hands gripping the spears tighter than ever. The noise of the crowd rises like a wave, some voices shouting in anger, others crying in despair. And in the middle of this storm, we see him, Jesus' face, marked with pain, but his eyes still carrying that same quiet strength we have seen since the first season. The cross is laid on his back. The sound of wood scraping against the ground echoes louder than any words. Each step feels slow, almost unbearable, but it also feels purposeful. The trailer makes it clear this is not just suffering, this is destiny. Around him, the disciples are scattered in the crowd. Some hide in fear, unable to face the horror. Others push closer, their eyes wide with disbelief. The camera lingers on Peter's face, his lips trembling. It's heartbreaking because he knows he promised to stand strong, but now he feels powerless. Then, the screen cuts quickly. Judas flashes across the trailer for only a moment, but it's enough. His face is pale, his eyes filled with regret, his body weighed down by guilt. He knows what he has done, and the trailer makes us wonder if we will see his final decision. In Episode 1, the trailer also shows glimpses of Pilate and the high priests. Pilate stands tall but uneasy, as though even he feels the weight of the choice he has made. The priests, however, look cold and determined, convinced they are protecting their law. These shots remind us that this crucifixion is not just a spiritual battle, it is also a clash of politics, fear, pride. But the most powerful moment in the trailer is not the soldiers or the leaders. It is Mary. We see her face, wet with tears, her hands trembling, her voice silent but her soul screaming. For a moment, the world fades, and the camera locks on her grief. It's a mother watching her son suffer, and it breaks the heart of everyone. Watching the trailer does not reveal everything, but each scene is like a puzzle piece. Together, they form a picture of sacrifice, betrayal, and unshakable love. And with every second, we realize Episode 1 is not going to be just a beginning. It's going to feel like the climax of the entire story. The trailer does more than show scenes. It speaks in silence, in shadows, and in broken voices. The tone is heavy, but it's not hopeless. From the very first moment, the music itself feels different. It is slower, deeper, almost like a heartbeat echoing through every frame. Each beat reminds us that time is running out, that destiny is no longer waiting in the distance. It is here, standing face to face with the Son of Man. The main theme of the trailer is sacrifice. Not just the sacrifice of Jesus, but the cost carried by everyone around him. We see it in the disciples' eyes. Peter's pride has melted into fear. John, always faithful, looks torn between courage and sorrow. A face full of questions he cannot ask. And Judas's shadow over the story is darker than ever. He is not shown for long, but the guilt in his face tells us more than words ever could. He is both betrayer and broken man. And this duality shapes the atmosphere of the trailer. But alongside sacrifice, another theme rises love. Jesus is shown in pain, his body breaking under the weight of the cross, yet his eyes are calm. It is not anger, not defeat. It is love pure. It's unshakable love for those who stand with him, and even for those who condemn him. This contrast between suffering and love is the heart of the trailer. It gives the scenes their emotional power. Mary becomes the soul of this tone. Her tears are not just grief, they are every mother's grief, every believer's grief, every human cry at the sight of innocent suffering. The trailer makes her presence a mirror for the audience. We do not just watch Jesus' pain, we feel it through her eyes. And then there is Pilate. His appearance is brief, but his hesitation is clear. The trailer shows him as a man torn between duty and doubt. His lips command the sentence, but his eyes betray the truth. He knows this man is different. The balance of characters creates a tapestry of emotion. Disciples torn apart, leaders blinded by pride, a mother crushed by sorrow, and a savior who embraces it all. The tone is not just dark, it is holy. The trailer whispers to us that what is about to happen is more than tragedy. It is the center of history, the turning point of faith. The trailer does not reveal the full path, but it leaves behind clues like footprints in the sand. And if we follow those clues carefully, we can begin to imagine how Season 6, Episode 1 will unfold. It may not begin with the crucifixion itself. Instead, the first scenes could open in the silence before the storm. Perhaps we will see the disciples, gathered in the shadows, whispering in fear, their hearts racing as soldiers march through the streets. The air will feel tense, like the world is holding its breath. Then, the betrayal of Judas may echo louder than ever. Will the episode begin with his kiss, the moment that changed everything? Or will it start with Jesus already in chains, standing before Pilate as the crowd demands his death? From there, the story may push us straight into the trial. We can imagine the courtroom filled with angry voices, false witnesses, and leaders who cover their fear with pride. Pilate's face may flicker between doubt and duty, but in the end, the weight of Rome and the pressure of the crowd force his hand. This part of the episode will likely show how fragile human power really is, how one man's weakness can open the door to the greatest act of history, and then, the road to Golgotha. Episode 1 may spend much of its time here on the dust, on the cross, on the footsteps that echo through eternity. We might see flashbacks woven into the scene, memories of earlier days when the disciples laughed, when Mary smiled, when hope seemed unshakable. These memories, placed against the suffering of the present, will hit harder than words. But here's the great question. Will the crucifixion itself be the ending of Episode 1, or will it be stretched into the later episodes? The trailer suggests we will at least see Jesus carrying the cross. But whether his final breath comes in the first episode or later remains hidden, the creators know the weight of this moment. To rush it would be careless. To stretch it too far would be risky. That is why Episode 1 might end with the hammer lifted, the nail about to strike, and then darkness leaving fans in silence, desperate for the next chapter. This is what makes the trailer so powerful. It shows enough to break our hearts, but holds back enough to keep us waiting. Episode 1 may not just be the start of a season. It may be the moment that redefines the entire show, the chapter where pain and love collide. The weight of this trailer is not just in the images, it is in the emotions it leaves behind. Fans of The Chosen have been following this journey for years, watching Jesus gather his disciples, heal the sick, and speak words that touch the heart. But now, in Season 6, the story has reached the moment everyone knew was coming: the cross. The trailer makes one thing clear: this will not be easy to watch. The emotional impact lies in the contrast. We have seen Jesus smile, laugh with children, sit by the fire with his friends. We have heard his gentle voice telling stories that open the eyes of the blind and the hearts of the lost. Now the same voice is silent under the weight of suffering. That shift alone is enough to break the hearts of those who love him, both in the story and in real life. For the disciples, the trailer shows fear and confusion. They believed they were following a king who would never fall, and now they face the unthinkable. Fans watching the trailer can already feel that same struggle: the pain of seeing faith tested, the fear of watching hope slip away. But deep down, everyone knows what the disciples do not. The crucifixion is not the end. It is the doorway to something greater. This creates a tension that makes the story even more powerful. The expectations of fans are also high. Many wonder how the creators will handle the crucifixion. Will it be shown with brutal realism, making viewers feel the full horror of the moment? Or will it focus more on the emotional and spiritual weight, showing the reactions of the people around him? Some fans hope for both a balance that captures the pain, but also the love that flows through it. There is also the question of pacing. Viewers are already speculating: will episode 1 go all the way to the crucifixion? Or will it stop just before, leaving us in suspense? This uncertainty adds to the excitement, because either way, the season promises to deliver the most emotional storytelling. Yet, the trailer doesn't just give us a preview of a new episode. It prepares us for a heartbreak that will be unforgettable. Fans know they will cry, they will feel shaken, but they also know this is the moment that makes the story complete. And maybe that is why the expectations are not just about entertainment. They are about experiencing something sacred, something that goes beyond the screen. The trailer leaves us standing at the edge of history. Every shot whispers that the world is about to change forever. And yet, the question remains: how will The Chosen tell it? Will episode 1 take us all the way to the final breath on the cross? Or will it stop at the moment of unbearable silence, forcing us to wait for what comes next? The answer is hidden, and that mystery is what makes this season feel unlike anything before. What we do know is this: nothing will ever be the same after episode 1. The disciples will be broken, their faith shaken, and the world around them covered in shadows, but behind that darkness, something greater waits. The resurrection is coming, but before that light, there must be the deepest night. And the trailer shows us that we are about to step into that night with them. For fans, this isn't just another season of television. It's the heart of the story, the moment every miracle and every teaching has been leading toward. The trailer feels less like watching a preview and more like standing at the foot of the cross yourself, caught between heartbreak and hope. So here's the challenge. Are you ready? Ready to see the story not as distant history, but as living, breathing drama that pulls you into the pain and the love at the same time? The Chosen Season 6 Episode 1 is not going to simply entertain us. It is going to shake us, test us, and remind us why this story has lasted for centuries. Now the final question is for you. What do you think? Will Episode 1 end with the crucifixion? Or will it hold back that final moment for later? Share your thoughts below, because one thing is certain: the journey we are about to take will leave none of us the same. The trailer for The Chosen Season 6 Episode 1 is more than a preview. It is a warning of the storm ahead, a glimpse of heartbreak, and a promise of hope hidden in the darkest hour. We have walked with these characters since the first season through their doubts, their laughter, their failures, and their faith. Now all those steps lead to this, the road to the cross. But the power of this trailer is not only in what it shows, it is in what it leaves unsaid. Every cut, every shadow, every tear forces us to imagine what comes next. Will the first episode end with Jesus nailed to the cross? Or will the moment be drawn out, forcing us to wait in silence, just like the disciples did? The creators have given us just enough to break our hearts and stir our souls, but not enough to satisfy our questions. And maybe that is the point, because the cross was never meant to be comfortable. It was always meant to confront us, to move us, to change us. Fans everywhere already feel it. This will be the season that defines The Chosen. Emotional weight, the faith-shaking moments, the grief, and the glory. It all begins here. Episode 1 will not just be the start of a season. It will be the beginning of the end, the final steps toward resurrection. And now it's your turn. What do you expect from episode 1? You think the crucifixion will be fully shown right away? Or will it stretch across the season? How do you think the disciples' stories will unfold in this darkest hour? Share your theories in the comments. Because this journey is not one we watch alone, it's one we experience together. If this breakdown gave you chills, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into The Chosen. The story is about to reach its most powerful chapter, and we will be here to walk through every moment of it with you. The cross is near. The silence before the storm is ending. And when episode 1 arrives, the world of The Chosen will never be the same again.